Hey everyone, hopefully everyone is having a beautiful day so far. So, I am in a new space now. I just moved and I wanted to do a spread in regards to transitioning. So, when we're talking about transitioning from one house to another house, a new job to another job, we can also talk about different sorts of transitions that one has throughout life, too, through relationships, even through, different identities as well. So, talking about transmutation and transformation and literally transforming a structure into another structure, sometimes it can be very overwhelming when this happens because we're not only changing our environment, our structures, are the way we even think. Sometimes it's just that extra little bit of responsibility or shifting or anything that might cause you to get overwhelmed. So, I wanted to do a tarot spread in regards to that overwhelmed feeling. I think tarot is a really good way to ground yourself and also to remind yourself to stay present, and to also acknowledge some of the active energies that might be taking place that might cause this overwhelming sense of anxiety or overwhelming sense of urgency to act, or that we're not doing enough or anything like that. Um, so, any sort of active energies regarding that. And then also taking a look at some of the passive energies, maybe some of those things that we need to clear out, or even just sort of realize things that we might be dealing with behind the scenes. And then also just the overall vibration as to why this structure change is happening, also the end result of this transformation, or even what stage we're at in this transformation right now. So it's a really good tool to ground yourself. And all you really need is just a deck of cards, tarot cards, whatever tarot deck you prefer to use. I'm using the Tarot de Marseille, and I'm going to do a 3-card spread. Oh, I have lip gloss on my finger. So the first card is A, which is the active energy, something that might actually be actively present within your energetic body or actively on your mind. The second card, B, is the passive energy. So something that might not actually be on your mind at this time, but maybe something that you need to consider, something that you might want to put on the back burner or shift around, something that will allow you to make space. And then the third card, or C, is the outcome or where you are presently. So it helps you to stay present. So let's take a look. I'm going to shuffle really quick. And I just shuffle in like a normal way, just kind of, there's no right or wrong way to do it. Everyone has their own preference. So I'm just going to shuffle a little bit. And I'm also going to think about maybe some of the things that have been feeling urgent or even feeling very active, things that I've been experiencing, and maybe even some of the things that I've forgotten about or have placed on the back burner that might need my attention, and also like the overall outcome to this this situation, this transmutation, this transformation. So I'm just gonna feel it out, and then I'm gonna spread these cards out into a couple of rows just in front of me, and I'm going to choose 3. So just the 3 that kind of jump out at me, And sometimes it takes a minute, sometimes you have to take a look, or you have to like wave your hand over the deck, or everybody has their own specific method. Again, there's no right or wrong way. It's whichever way you decide to connect with the cards. So, okay. So yes, the active energy is one of mental expansion, of higher knowledge. Also, a card that relates to mediation or walking away. Are these battles yours to fight? So this is sort of like the active energy that's happening right now. And as you can see, that red blade here on the sword is very active. This is the Five of Swords. And since it has that nice, bright, active red blade, this just indicates that I am doing a lot of mental sorting, that I need to, cut out the things that are not allowing me to expand, cut out the things that aren't allowing me my focus. This also indicates to focus on a higher level of knowledge as well, seeking more information from things in a larger, bigger, greater way. The Five of Swords can also indicate that I might need to defend my ideas soon, that I actually might have to take action soon and put some of these ideas I've been focusing on out into the universe. So this is the active energy. This can also seem a little bit mentally chaotic as well. So during a transition, yes, things are definitely mentally chaotic. We are generating new thought patterns because we're in different environments, or even in a different state of consciousness. So we're expanding essentially, and that's the A. That is the active energy. And then B, so this is the passive energy. It is the Four of Cups reversed. So maybe some of these old structures that you've been clinging to, some of these old emotional structures you've been clinging to, were draining you. And now this sort of makes me think, how, what, who, and what had drained me? Is that even like a sentence? So what has been draining me? What has drained me in the past? Is it floating back into my space? Also, am I spending enough time alone? Am I spending enough time solo to replenish those emotional aspects, so I can come back and share some of that emotional energy with people around me? Does this also mean that maybe people have been asking too much of me emotionally during this transition? Or did I just transition from some sort of relationship as well? So this is a passive energy, and this is something that I just need to consider, or maybe review, or also to be gentle on myself with, because that is also running through the background of things. So it's really, really good to tap into, not only the fact that you are defending and putting some of your ideas out there, but also that you do need rest, and you need to replenish yourself, replenish your reserves, because changing structures is no small feat. So the outcome, which is C, which is just sort of where you're at right now, the Hermit card. And the Hermit card is necessary when you do switch spaces, because you need to spend some time alone in that space reflecting. That's exactly what I'm doing right now, actually. I'm reflecting on some of the new pathways that I'm leading down, some of these things that I actually need to, or that I get to rather, some of these things that I get to experience by looking inward, this new form of illumination. The Hermit card is also higher knowledge. It's almost the completion of a full cycle to give birth to something new. And that's exactly what I've been doing. So I'm almost completely finished in my new space. I have to hang a curtain rod and put curtains up and do a couple like other little things, but I'm almost there because I have this full immersion in my own being and in my own solitude, which is allowing me to see what direction that I'm actively traveling in, which is one of expansion. As you can see, the staff or walking stick of the Hermit is red, just like this red sword. So having these two red active aspects, and even the center of the lantern is red. Ooh. So I'm doing a lot of inner thinking in order to expand my my mind, essentially. And also to expand my perspectives on how other people think too. So yeah, all good things. And I think that's sort of, the reason for transition or transmutation is that higher knowledge, right? You want to get to that higher point. This could also just indicate that, during transitional aspects, it is important to find some time for yourself to ground down and to really take a look inside to make sure that, yes, you are living your truth, and that you are opening up these pathways for your future by realizing that some of these structures need to be revamped, reborn, restructured, re-elevated, or elevated in general. So yeah, so hopefully this 3-card spread was helpful for you. Again, A, B, C. The cards I got were the 5 of Swords, the 4 of Cups reversed, and also the Hermit card. If you decide to do this spread, let me know how it goes. Leave a comment down below. Thank you for tuning into my channel, and I'll have more content up soon now that I have this space and, you know, that higher knowledge that I'm acquiring, I guess. Awesome. Well, thank you for tuning in. Yeah, like, subscribe, do the thing, you know, just so we can keep in touch. All right. Bye.